Hey folks, Damon at Black Warrior Lures totally got skunked today. Happens, man. You just get skunked. Threw everything I had at him. Let me turn down the speed here. Uh, Made up a new batch of bait, changed the recipe a little bit, shortened the fibers. Using cotton for fiber. It's easy fiber to find around these parts. But I wanted to share a quick story with you. And I know not everybody believes in this, but I wanted to share it with you. It's long time ago, before there was time, there was this perfect God. And quite frankly, his name was Jesus, you know, and he was in heaven with God because he was God, and he is God, and he'll always be God. And so at some point, he just decided he was going to create like the universe. Like, I'm out here on the river, and then he made stars and the planets, and then he made this little planet called Earth, and then he set a race of beings to govern over it, the human race. And the first two were Adam and Eve, and they didn't do everything the way he wanted to do it. And so the problem is that the human race rebelled against God, and so God, being just, had to, you know, any judge that has to hear a case is gonna have to send people to prison, right? And that's, we call it hell today, and they called it Gehenna in the old days. But this God who was perfectly just is also perfectly loving. He didn't want just people just to die, but he couldn't just forget about it because he wouldn't be just. I mean, you can't be just and then just forget about the crime people commit, right? And so what he did was he came to earth. The God of the universe came to earth in the person of Jesus Christ. And here's what God did. He took all that judgment and wrath and just poured it out on himself. And it's the if you it just sounds like crazy talk, right? God comes to earth in the human form, Jesus Christ, and then takes all the punishment that we're supposed to do on himself. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. When you're God, you can just do whatever you want, and because God is completely loving and completely just, all those things came together in Christ. And so no matter who you are, where you are, what you've done, not only is there forgiveness, but because he died, they hung him on a tree. They buried him in a rich man's tomb. And 3 days later, he rose from the dead. Because he's a God of life, not a God of death. Life always conquers death. And so all those who believe in Jesus, that he is in fact God, the Son of God, which is to say he is God, and that means that we died with him and we were raised with him and we live with him forever. And so that's kind of in a nutshell, that's the story of the whole universe, really. That's why the whole world's all messed up. It's just, a lot of people wonder, if there's a God, then why is the universe so messed up? Well, one, he didn't mess it up. Two, he loved us so much that he didn't just want to condemn us all to hell. He didn't. He would have had to. I mean, hell is a place that's utterly devoid of God, and that's exactly what he's willing to give those who just don't want to be with him forever. So that's a scary place to be, not a place I want to be. So I just share this quick story with you. I know you hear me talking a lot about fishing, but I got skunked here, and I'm thinking, well, just as well record something, I do like the way this cheese bait, believe it or not, I kind of like the way it smells, because I got some, oh gosh, it has some spices in it that actually make it smell a lot better. than the rotten cheese and the rotten stuff in it. But anyway, that's the story I wanted to share with you. And hope I'm not about to run into a stump or something. I did that last time. Yeah, we're good. We're good. And so that's what I figured I was going to do. Just share that story with you. Um, you know, and because that's God's story, you know. It's only because of the grace of Jesus Christ that any of us are breathing breath. And it's only because of what he chose to do. He you know, talk about the ultimate sacrifice. He just sacrificed himself. People say, how can God send people to hell? Well, he doesn't want to. That's why he came to earth in Jesus Christ. And he literally suffered hell himself for you. That's why he did it. Because he didn't want to send you there. Because he, being a perfect judge, he's got to judge. But he's so patient. He's so patient. And he's so loving. But he's completely and entirely just. He just is he's utterly incorruptible. I figured that was going to break. Oh, there was the rest of the bobbers there. I like the red. The red shows up better than the green because the green just kind of blends in with the rest of the stuff, but the red does pretty well. I think I'm starting to drift back out here into the main channel. And so there you go. That's the story of the whole universe and one named Jesus the Christ, who is God. He's ruling and reigning right now. I know not everybody believes that, and that's fine if you don't, but I don't want to be on account that you just didn't hear the story of what we call the gospel, the good news. Well, you've heard it, and so it's up to you to respond to it however you will, if you believe it. I'd encourage you to go find a God-fearing church of people who can teach you how to live that way, because it sure can't happen over YouTube. And if you don't, okay, I just understand, but there are consequences for that, because ultimately God, being just, has to judge the entire creation. It's just how that is, and it's not an easy thing to hear, and nor is it pleasant to think about, but it is the truth, and I hope you have the ears to hear it. This is Damon at Black Warrior Lure signing off. I'm gonna go maybe eat a bag of chips, give me a Baby Ruth or something, and I'll see you guys next time out here on the river. Alright, talk to you later.